Welcome back. Today is the first day of my road trip and we are heading right now towards Trondheim. I hope that the weather will be like it is right now or even better, but according to the weather report it looks pretty good. I will go a little bit all over Norway, heading towards Trondheim and Östersund at first to the Atlantic Road. From there I will go to Trollstigen, and if I have enough energy and feel like it's worth it and the weather is holding strong, I will keep heading down towards Høgkjølen. We have the Atlantic Road over here, we have Trollstigen over here, and we have the Høgkjølen right in the middle here somewhere. So yeah, that is the plan for now.
I was finally on my way. But since I had waited to the very last second with packing the last few things I needed for my journey, the road trip started a little bit later than I had anticipated. But the sun was shining, the weather was warm, and I had a tank full of gas, so I set off.
So I just passed the toll at Storlien, so we just have like 2-3 kilometers left to the Norwegian border, and the weather is still holding up, so happy days.
I decided to pull over for a quick pee, drink and inspection stop a few kilometers before Meråker. I checked my homemade cell boxes to see if anything was breaking or if I could notice any cracks, but both of them looked good. I had myself a Red Bull, a few cheese and salami sandwiches I brought from home, and once my snack had been devoured, I once again set off. The time was now 6 p.m. and I didn't know for how long I would continue driving, since I didn't really even have a set plan. I didn't even know where I would sleep for the night, but I just figured that was a problem I could deal with later. A few hours later, I was starting to look around for good campsites. Whether it was a camping or just a good spot near the lake didn't really matter. As long as it had a grassy flat area, I was happy. It was at that point I just so happened to drive past Høgkjølen Fjellcamp, located here. The gates were open, so I made a quick U-turn and headed inside. The office was also open, so I asked if they had any good spots for tents, which they had. So I gladly paid the 120 Norwegian crowns for a spot and set up my tent for the night. This should be done. It's been standing for 8 minutes now, so I'm going to just give it a little bit of a shake. Careful not to make it splash out or anything. Not bad. So as I said, right now I'm at Høgkjølen Fjellcamp, and tomorrow I am heading to Kristiansund, and from there I will go over the Atlantic Ocean Road, and from there I will go up to Trollstigen. I had sun all the way from Östersund, and it's been approximately 20 degrees all the way, so good first day, I must say. But yeah, let's eat, and then I will go to bed and start as early as I can in the morning.
It's hard when you don't get the time to do the things you gotta do.
Good morning. It is 5:30. My eyes itching real bad. I didn't sleep that good tonight. It's been raining to and from through the night. My whole tent is like wet on the inside. My sleeping bag, fortunately, isn't too wet. but the inside of my helmet, my backpack, my pants, everything is a little bit damp, and I don't know if you can see it up here. There's actually a little puddle in there. So I think I will get up and find somewhere to hang up my sleeping bag and try to dry everything out before I pack up and continue. And let's hope that there won't be any more rain today. So, as I said, the time is still very early. It is now 6 o'clock exactly. So I put my sleeping bag over there just to try to dry it out a bit. And if we look over here, I left my tent open so that the sun and the wind can get in there and dry everything up before I pack it away. I'll see if I can find a XXL somewhere and buy a tarp that I can put over my tent, because it got really wet in there this night. So if I can find a tarp and I can find a campsite with trees around it, then I can just put the tarp above it to protect myself a little bit better. Let's hope for a good day. So far it looks promising.
know it's hard when you don't get the time to do the things you gotta do. Always moving forward, always on the go. I hope you take a moment to take it slow.
The following morning I was met with rain. Not a lot, but it kept raining for the duration of the day. Fortunately, before I left that morning, I made a wise decision to put on the rain overall right away, just in case I would happen to find myself inside some bad weather. This was the first time I've actually used the overall, and I have to say it delivered. It kept me dry through the whole trip, and without it I would have been screwed.
Let me be the one to please you.
Even though I wished for better weather, I really enjoyed riding along the winding Norwegian roads, passing by plenty of fjords, high mountains and old churches.
Know sometimes that it doesn't make sense. It's even harder to comprehend. It's a
Høgkjølen Fjellcamp, the road to the Atlantic Ocean road was pretty simple. I just followed the winding and scenic E39 road until I reached the Östersund bridge. Once there, I took a right, entering Road 70, and I followed that all the way to Kristiansund. When I reached Kristiansund, I got onto the connecting Road 64, and approximately 40 to 50 kilometers later I would arrive at the Atlantic Ocean road. Road 64 at Kristiansund is started off with a long tunnel that descends beneath the ocean floor, fittingly named the Atlantic Ocean Tunnel. And let me tell you, this road is steep. I've made my way to Averøy. The weather isn't very good. It's a little bit windy. It's not raining right now, but it has been raining to and from for the past few, like 4 or 5 hours. But I have my rain overall on me, so I'm doing fine. My shoes are still dry even. My gloves are still dry, so going good. I think I have approximately 20 to 30 kilometers left to the famous Atlantic Ocean road. So yeah, let's continue. 20 kilometers later I had reached my scenic destination for the day. I was now just a stone's throw away from the Atlantic Ocean road, but since I had not yet eaten anything, I decided to stop at Kiwi to buy some bananas, Powerade, nuts, and also some dinner for the night. After the bananas had been eaten and the grocery shopping was done, I got back onto the bike and rode towards the Atlantic Ocean road. This road was amazing, and I could just imagine how nice this would have been if the sun was shining and the temperature were a few degrees warmer. Once my camper van is done, I will for sure return to this place for another visit sometime in the future.
Should we stay here maybe? I think I will actually park over there. That's perfect. So yeah, welcome to the Atlantasveien, or the Atlantic Ocean Road. I do see another parking way in a distance over there. I think I will take that instead, because I think there's it will be a better angle of this bridge. Yeah, I will stop down there. That's perfect. This is so cool though. I do understand why this is such a tourist attraction. Like, it's really pretty.
So yeah, I made it to the Atlantic Ocean Road. It is a little bit windy here, so I'm not sure if you can hear me that well, but if not, I'll voice over this later. I was actually very lucky with the weather. As you can see over here, it is starting to clear up, and over there it's pretty dark still, but no rain. That's all I could ask for.
Helmet is back on, and if it wasn't so windy, I would love to send up the DJI, but if I do that, then it would end up somewhere out there in the Atlantic Ocean, so it's not really worth it. So we will just continue the journey and hope for some nice views later on, and also a little better weather and a little more sun. Towards Östersund. Wonder what you can get here. Tuna, herring, who knows. But yeah, this road is really nice.
Now that the Atlantic Ocean Road had been seen, I once again headed off, still not knowing where to stay for the night. It was getting closer to getting dark, and since my next destination was Trollstigen, I contemplated my options. Option 1. Stress my way there, see and film as much as I could while there was still light, and then hope I'd find a camping to stay at along the way. Or option 2. Look for camping before Trollstigen, rent a cabin, dry all my gear during the night, and then continue the next morning without stressing. Needless to say, option 2 sounded much better, so I kept my eyes open, and no more than 30 kilometers later I saw a sign next to the road pointing me in the right direction, and that's how campsite for that night ended up being Bjølstad camping. I did bring my tent and sleeping bag and everything, but since it rained last night, everything got wet, so I decided to, because I didn't have a tarp for my tent, I decided to check into this little cabin and just hang up my sleeping bag and my tent, so everything gets to dry until tomorrow. I think there was a XSL store in Åndalsnes, so tomorrow morning when I wake up I will go there, the first thing I do, and buy a new tarp that I can put on top of my tent, so in case there is more rain coming, which I bet, because this is Norway after all, then I will be protected. From here to Trollstigen I think it's like 20 or 30 kilometers, so it isn't really that far. I was hoping that I would make it to Trollstigen today, but I decided that instead of continuing and not know where to sleep, I decided to pull in here when I saw the sign. I know there is a camping in Åndalsnes as well, that is even closer to Trollstigen, but when I entered their homepage, it wasn't able to book anything from tonight, so no. That idea went out the window, and instead I chose this. But yeah, it's very good. We have a little shower toilet area over there, and this is my little cabin. I actually have 4 beds, no need for that, but it was the smallest one they had. But yeah, it will be nice to get a good night's sleep because I will probably need the energy for tomorrow. And I think that will have to be all for this episode. Since I had so much material to work with, I decided to split the vlog into 2 parts. In the next episode we will see some nice views, some ugly trolls, even more ugly trolls, and try out the beers of Geiranger. Thanks for watching, and be sure to watch episode 2 when it comes out. See ya!